Welcome back to the 0 to 7 podcast, where each week we talk about our business decisions and strategies to reach our goal of going from 0 to 7 figures of income in just 1 year.
As we listen to this intro here, we're like, how are we going to get to $1 million? We're only at 30,000.
Well, 34.
We're 34.
Almost
this
35.
Week. We're at 34 this week, guys.
We're getting closer.
We got a long way to go, guys.
The road seems really long, but there's also just so much money that's just sitting out there, just ready to
go capture.
They have to just pay their invoice.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We have a whole bunch of cleaning guys. We have a whole bunch of commercial. I think we got 3 or 4 big ones that are just waiting for the checks to arrive. It's
going to be the one check that every check that comes in the door and through the mail, we get really excited about, scam or not.
Yeah, we do.
We've started collecting scam checks. You just constantly get scam messages and they're like, okay, we'll send you a check. And then it's 5 times the amount of what it is. And you got to forward the money and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
so we just start keeping them.
Yeah,
we just collect them. You can overnight that check to us, no problem.
Yeah, you go spend the money to send us the check. We'll take it.
We're gonna
add it to the wall.
We're plastering them up on the wall and just getting this whole wall of just
scam checks.
Really expensive wall.
Yeah, we just wish those scammer checks were actually legit. There's some pretty big amounts there. We actually kind of have a game. We try to see how much we can get a check for.
We just want you to clean a 1-bedroom, 1-bath. And then they send a check for $5,000. Oh, it's the little things that entertain us here.
Yeah. But anyways, we need those commercial ones to actually send us their checks.
And we actually have landed a very large client. We're not ready to talk about who they are or what exactly it entails, but the way that we got this client, I mean, because initially they were a good sized client, but now they're kind of very big.
They've learned we can do all their buildings.
Yes. So kind of talk about how that whole process, we only ended up with one initially. So how you want to talk about, because you were the one that ultimately sold them.
Yeah. So I went in there and we just talked, got the first one all set up. And then we were in the office here. We're like, oh yes, we got to get this one. And then we got it all set up. And then I went back to there the day before we started the actual cleaning. And I just chatted with her again, just to make sure we got everything all under control. Everything's where it's supposed to be at. Everything, we got all the codes, whatever we need to get in the building. Everything else set up, emergency contacts, everything. And she's like, yeah, I've been she's like, oh, I've been having trouble with just getting these over here and this over there. And I was like, we can help you with that. You can? And I went the last couple weeks and I went and actually quoted all of them. I think we talked about that one point that I went and quoted all the buildings, but we're still waiting for the approval on which ones we're going to be doing. And it's looking pretty good. We're just waiting for their approval on their end so we can get going. But
yeah, we took a lot of stuff off of her plate.
She says, you guys would have, if I would have known this, it would have saved her a whole month's worth of work. She says, I found all these people and some of them might look good, some of them might look bad. I finally get one and all of a sudden, nope, doesn't go through. It's like they just decided not to do it or something like that.
Man.
Cleaner company or whatever it happened to be. But anyway, we're just waiting for those ones to start. I quoted them a pretty big number. It's a very fair price for the cleanings. I base it off of so what I did is they kind of talked about what they send you a sheet of everything they want to do. Everything they want to clean per day, per week, per month, per year, all that stuff. They send you the whole list. And then I go through it and make the quote up based off of that. But I knew from the first cleaning or from the first quote that she told me, she's like, these are way more than things we need. So what I did is I ended up taking some of them to reduce the price to make it look better by taking some of those daily items and switching them to weekly items. So only doing them weekly, which some of the things on there really didn't need to be done daily. This was kind of pointless to do daily. So I ended up getting them on there. So anyways, by the time we sent out all the quotes for all the buildings they wanted to, I sent it all at once in one day and it ended up being quite a big number. I was like, Dean, I was scared. I just sent him all these, but it happened to be, when you look at it, there was a whole bunch of buildings. We
Right.
sent them for all their buildings
Yeah.
at once, but it looked like a huge number.
Like you add it up and it's like,
It's a lot.
It's bigger than our whole goal.
Yeah. It's like, oh boy. But anyways, we got those sent over to them. So hopefully we hear from them soon, getting those approved, and then going from there. But
Yeah.
what else do we have happen this week? I think we had our first person quit.
Yeah.
She actually started like 2 weeks prior.
Like started, did a couple, quit.
Did
And that was
like,
about it.
Yeah. It really wasn't a really good fit for both sides, kind of what it ended up being. She didn't really fit the model we have, and didn't really, just wasn't a perfect fit. And we're trying to get her trained, and she wouldn't want to go to the training ones, and kind of back and forth, and just all around wasn't a really good fit for each side. So it mutually worked out well for both sides. She went on and is working on getting something else, and we were moving on, finding somebody else. So overall, that was our first person that left. So, but she just started. So either way, it comes with the territory.
No harm, no
of,
foul. She hadn't. It's not like it was a new territory yet. It was kind of just like increasing our bandwidth in one place.
The one thing we did is like when the day she did quit, we actually just got her like a twice a week cleaning, just like it's her. She's gonna get every single week.
Mm-hmm.
Twice a week cleaning, Monday and Fridays. So that one we weren't able to. We had to. Me and Julie went out and did that one. Just make sure we got it covered, and then now we already got a nice little plan going for it now. But yeah, we had that one, and that one was a little wasn't planned. So we're like, we just got her the one. She was excited about it, and then all of a sudden, it was like, nope,
I'm gone.
I'm gone.
Okay.
So that was a little, but it comes with running a business. So
Yeah, and that happened right as I'm going on vacation.
yeah, right as Dean's on vacation,
I'm peacing out. Yeah, so this is our combination podcast of week 15 and 16.
Yeah, Dean was gone for the last week. We tried to record it, really wasn't working out very well.
We had
So
some technical difficulties.
So we decided to. Dean was just enjoying his nice weather down
That's
there.
it.
In Florida.
That's it.
So
Down into Miami.
Yep.
But we're kind of at the point now with Lime Green. It's definitely not a business on autopilot, but we've definitely kind of narrowed down the like process
oh yeah.
of everything. Like we've worked, what would you say? Like we've probably worked 85, 90% of the kinks out.
Yeah, I think
And
so.
the rest of it is
I think
just,
the biggest one is the one we were talked about where we had to finish. I know we talked about it before, guys, where we're going to try to finish the training up, and that's pretty much our big thing that we want to make sure we got down. And me and Dean sat down this week and figured out kind of a plan for that one. We're going to get that all situated, and our goal is to get that done by the end of the month, which is coming up pretty fast, like 7 days, 8 days, 9 days. We got a week or two, week and a half or whatever it is, but we'll get that down, and we have the outline down. We just kind of got to make the quick.
Yeah. And we'll talk about the whole like training, like what it's going to look like and all that kind of stuff, the outline and everything in another podcast where we can actually jump into exactly what the purpose of having over the top training and what that kind of like benefit is. And so we'll talk about that later, but
and we know that's like a part where we're not like when we started Windows Still, we figured out like the training, once you get the training down, you can run people just through it like real fast and like just come out with business at the other end. So we're trying to do that with this. And then once we got somebody just start up, boom, going right on through. So that's kind of the plan there. What else did we do? I think we sent out a couple job offers. We got a couple people started. That was the one girl that started. I think we sent out at least 3 job offers last week.
Yeah. All in all, how many cleaners would you say that we have right now?
I can't keep track. It seems like every day do we got another one added on? Did we not have another one? I think
Are we up to 20 now?
No, I think we're only like maybe 10 or 15.
10 or 15.
But it seems like we send out job offers. Some of them accept, some of them don't. Some of them start. Some of them got to get through training.
Quit 2 weeks later.
Yeah. Yeah. So we got that going. What else? We had the other bad things that happened last week that kind of, I think we got a couple good reviews. I don't think we had too many big things.
It was a pretty slow week. We had more stuff happening outside of the world of Lime Green, and so it was just kind of
Yeah.
It was for how busy of a week it was for Lime Green for as far as like admin stuff. I'm noticing that the more and more like there's like less and less.
Oh, we did have that one
administrative
the one
stuff.
that the one that Mandy dealt with on the phone. We did have a customer that wasn't very happy. I think it was more of what it came down to.
Yeah, they gave us a time limit last minute. They're like, "Oh, hey, by the way, you need to leave in 20 minutes."
Yeah.
Or something crazy, and we weren't able to finish it because the way that we like schedule our cleanings are we're there until it's done. And like this is a general timeline.
Yes.
And so he was saying like he was looking at that timeline and being like, you have to be out by this time.
Yeah.
Which unfortunately, because of the condition of the house, like we weren't going to be able to meet that timeline. And so we just kind of like, we saw that situation and I went into all of our like booking emails and stuff. And I just put in a little kind of disclaimer because we can't remove the time out of there. But I put a little disclaimer, like this isn't the actual appointment length. This is just how long it takes for a typical cleaning.
Yeah. Typical standard cleaning. And what it came down to is like, when we talk about the beginning, like expectations and figuring out what to expect. And yes, it does say the time on there. So I like, obviously we don't know what it looks like, but the client's not going to go that way. They're going to say, you said this time and this time, even though the house might be like a hoarder house or something like that, full of junk. And you're like, oh, you only got that long time. And they're like,
oh, you've only got an hour and a half to clean a nuclear fallout.
Yeah. And we have it based off of just general, like, hey, it's going to be, here's how long it's going to take to clean each one of these things if they've been up to par. If it's been like, and that's one thing we talked about that maybe we will increase our one-time price.
Yeah, those seem to be kind of the problem ones.
Those are the problem ones. It's the ones that are the one-time ones because
nobody's cleaned it before, and we're just coming in. We're basically a lot of people are just like their house is getting dirty to a point that they can no longer like.
So they gotta do something with it.
They can't spend 8 hours cleaning it, and so they're like, "All right, I'll just have these people clean it for 8 hours."
Yeah.
So we're probably gonna increase that and just offer a bigger discount for.
Yeah,
the
recurring ones. Because if you're doing a recurring one, it's not gonna be that bad.
Right. Well, and the first one might be bad, but if you're going back, like you're recouping some of those costs further down the line because they keep coming back. Yeah. But
anyways, we got that figured out on that one. We ended up losing out on that one. I think it was like by the time they scheduled it for this much, they scheduled all these items to be completed, and then they kept taking things off because obviously it took way more than expected. So they're like, well, you didn't complete this, so we took that one off.
Like hours and hours more.
So pretty much what it came down to is there was 4 hours of work for $50. And that don't work out.
Oh,
by the time we added the cost up, we ended up losing money on that one. But he's like, well, can you come out for $10? Like,
oh yeah.
We're not going to come out for $10 to clean the whole kitchen.
It's
like whatever.
The amount of times that we had to repeat on the phone, that I heard her repeating on the phone, like the exact same phrase.
Yeah.
Like it was probably like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
And like they were just insistent on.
Yeah. So I think like all comes back down to his expectations, figuring out what to expect when we show up and different things like that. So expectations of, and it just comes on like, and that one was scheduled. So we didn't really have much information on that one. It was scheduled at like 9:00 at night for 9 a.m. So
the next day.
Yeah. The next day. So that one was another scenario we ran into where we're like, let's make sure the cleaner knows that they have an appointment.
That, yeah. So,
but we got it. We went out and cleaned the house. We helped him out. We, the wife was pretty happy. She was like, she said, she was super excited when the cleaner left. She was just super happy as could be. So, but anyways.
So in other words, she gave him a honey-do list and he said, I'm going to have somebody else do it.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel that.
Yep.
I feel it. My next cleaning is that exact same thing. So, but yeah, our number is at 34.8 this week.
34.8. Yep.
I think we were at 31 last week, which last week was our biggest week gain. And then now this week I might even be more. I don't quite remember what the number was when we recorded it, but
yeah,
2 back-to-back weeks where it's like one of, if not our absolute biggest weeks.
Yep.
So
once we get those big checks,
it's still going the right direction.
Big checks.
I'm excited for that week.
No, there should be. I was expecting one of the checks that are in the bin over there, and there actually is a check in the bin, guys, but it's not
You didn't add it up. We didn't want to do that much math.
We weren't going to add up things. We were like, we'll just add it to the next week. So, because obviously it's all comes down to the same number in the end. So,
yeah. Well, that is literally all the time that we have for today.
So
thank you again for tuning into week 15 and 16 of the 0 to 7 podcast. If you enjoyed this podcast, feel free to subscribe on whatever platform you're listening or watching on. And if you really like this podcast, go ahead and leave a 5-star review. That really helps us out. And we look forward to seeing you guys next week.
See ya.